Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Lojak. This is the morning show that I do every day, where I give my official MLB picks of the day. And a lot of with Brenner leaving, a lot of haters coming my way, which is understandable. But I went 4-1 yesterday, so eat it, haters. Some guy, I can't believe it. I've been being honest about my picks and my record, obviously, for many years. There was some guy who actually made a comment that I lie about my picks and record, which is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You can't win in this world, right?
No.
You can be honest for 8 years in a row, 365 days a year, and some guy will come and say you're lying about this or that or the other thing.
Well, for after much as you talk about how shitty you
exactly
sometimes, with the one time or the one few weeks at least.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument that, like, my 41% ATS win percentage in NBA is actually better than my real win percentage. That actually I am lying, and that I'm actually 36% in NBA. If you want it, I guess you could make that argument. Anyway, all right, enough of that. The point is that I'm happy that I had a winning day yesterday. The low hanging fruit. Matty Ice, remember when we were talking about it, I said, what is the low-hanging fruit? Well, I got to be honest, the low-hanging fruit was the Cubs team total over at 6.5. Wound up cashing, Bronson Arroyo did give it. Was a high team total, but that was the low-hanging fruit of yesterday, and that one cashed. All right, so happy that I had a positive day. Again,
we'll get there, Drew.
Again, just one final time before we get into today's card. The haters can eat me, and now we can get into the card. And there's 15 games on the card today. Gosh, this is a tough one, actually. I actually didn't make a lot of bets on the opener. Did you see yesterday? Remember, someone asked about the under in the Cleveland game, and I said no, I had the over, and that one did go over. And I'll tell you what. Again, my biggest bet on the overnight was Cleveland on the over, and I got it at 9.5, and now it's 10. Amazing, right? Just like yesterday, Cobb and Tomlin. And Cobb has been good. Tomlin obviously started off the year terrible, but his last two starts have been better. But I see it over. Again, I've been saying this for a bunch of shows now. I expect the Indians to be a better bet going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm remember, and I was totally honest about how before the season started, I went into your office, Matty Ice, and I said, I'm telling you, these Indians might be an auto bet. And as right now, that's looking like a horrible call, right?
Yes.
But I'm making the call again that I think that they're going to be profitable, in the summer months, and particularly because I think their offense is going to pick it up. So again, I'm leaning over with the Indians today. That was my biggest bet. And I also did bet what I guess might wind up being the low-hanging fruit of the day, although I don't know about it. I bet Arizona on the -1 line, because anyone who's watched my videos with Drew Martin recently, we sort of discussed Matt Harvey in every show that we do, and I gave the opinion that I was like, I'm fading him. I was like, I'm almost throwing him into the auto fade pile until, he's out of, baseball, takes a break for however long, 3 months, 1 month, 2 years, whatever it is that he needs. But Matt Harvey is a fade for me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Weird to say.
3 straight horrific starts,
Yes.
I mean, if I showed you, like, a Jared Weaver set of last 3 starts and Matt Harvey set of last 3 starts, I doubt you'd be able to pick which is which. You'd be like, both these guys.
Scary. Yeah, that's insane. But you're right.
You'd be like, 5 innings, 6 runs, 3 home runs, 4 walks. Is this Jared Weaver? Or is this Matt? Is this Matt Harvey? I don't know, right? So he's starting again tonight against Arizona. Not an easy assignment, even without Pollock. Not an easy assignment. All right. So people are asking about the low hanging fruit today. I don't know, man.
McCullers, we got one was maybe a low hanging fruit
as a fade.
I guess.
No, McCullers has had 2 great starts on the road recently. He's one of these guys who had big home road splits in favor of his home record in his career, but his last 2 road starts have been awesome. And obviously, we know what the deal with Miami is. And I'll fully admit that with this Houston-Miami series, I stayed off it. I mean, Houston was the obvious play. I didn't take him, and Houston obviously, not just on the run line, on the -3.5 lines has been a good bet so far. Urena has had a couple of good starts, but he hasn't been good at home, and it just feels like once again Houston might be a no-brainer play. I'm not going to give it, but if someone did, and someone said they loved it, and they're putting a max bet on Houston on the run line today, I wouldn't at all be able to make a. It's just that I feel like Miami is long term, not as bad as they have been, right? And Drew Martin agreed with that when I did the call with him. Obviously, right now they're the worst team in baseball in terms of ROI.
Yeah, because
there's only one way to go.
Right, exactly.
So that's not saying much, but yeah, Houston could easily be a no-brainer play today. I'm not going to give it as a pick, but all signs point to that. That could easily count as like the low-hanging fruit of the day, but I'm not going to do it. I guess the only thing I can start off with right now that I'm definitely going to give, I will give it. I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll take Arizona -1, fading Matt Harvey. Corbin can get hit though, so the over might be worth a shot there as well. Although the over is obviously high at 9.5 or 10. But one more time, I'm going to go. And Arizona also hits righties better. There's just a lot of reasons, and it's just one of these games where even if the Mets are up by 3 after 5 or something like that, they can easily come back. Arizona could. So I will. And the other, of course, the main factor is it's not a huge line here. Probably because of Harvey's name, but you're not taking like 170 or something. The money line is just a -130. So I'm going to give Arizona at -1 as an official play. The money line part of that, -128 at Pinnacle. And the run line part of that, it will be plus 155 at the Greek and a few other places. So that's a small underdog line at Arizona, -1 fade of Matt Harvey. Hey, if Matt Harvey comes in and gets it all together, good for him, and I'll eat the unit, right? Okay, what else? What else is interesting here? Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people agreeing with that, which is not necessarily a good sign. But yeah, Minor Crafter saying Corbin will contain the Mets. Good call, Arizona. Sure. I mean, I think again, it's all about the line, right? If I only have to eat one unit of loss to risk winning, 1 unit and a little bit more, I'll take it. If this was, -170 on the money line, no way I would go with that. All right, so I'm taking Arizona -1. You could also make an argument for Arizona team total over, but I'm not going to go too heavy on the Harvey fade. Just one pick there. And let's see what else is. And the other thing is that once again, Matty Ice. Cubs team total over. I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure if that line is out yet because, of course, at Wrigley Field, the totals don't come out until later. Yesterday, the totals were out by the time we were doing our morning show, and I just checked 1 minute ago, and then the totals weren't out. Well, I saw one place having a total, but like the team totals weren't out or any of that. So let's see if the team totals are out because Feldman is starting for Cincinnati. We know the deal with him. He's pitched over his head.
We like him.
What?
We like him.
You do like it? What, you have him on your fantasy team or something?
No, we like him to go against him.
Right. Well, Feldman's the kind of guy who, he's the kind of guy who, when he's making like a start at San Francisco, can be relied on to have a good start. And he has had I think he's had 2 good starts in a row. I think both came against the Giants. And but he is definitely a guy who I like him from a betting perspective because he's a guy who's right in the middle overall with his stats. But when he's going up against weak hitting teams in pitchers' parks, he can have quality starts. And when he's going up against good hitting teams in a situation where that promotes the offense, which I think will be the case today at Wrigley, he can get crushed, right? He's a guy who can go 3 innings, 8 runs, one of those starts. So I'm thinking that something like that might happen. And let's see if we have a team total over for the Cubs. Let's see. All right, the run liners are out for the Cubs, and the team total over for the Cubs is once again 6.5 -121. All right, what should I do? Should I give that one?
Yeah, that's the one yesterday you asked me, and I said no. Did that cash?
Yeah, that one did cash. That was Washington -1.
Then no.
Ah, God. All right. I just feel like Feldman is going to get hit, and it's going to be a tough situation for him here, a real tough situation, and that it's going to get out of control a little bit early. All right. Let me just think about this for a second. You know what? I will give it. Cubs team total over 6.5 -121. That is a high team total, and Feldman has had 2 good starts in a row, but hopefully he comes in and implodes here. All right, Dan Kellerman, Derek making a point. Corbin has an ugly 0-3 6+ ERA against the Mets, whereas Harvey has never lost to them and has owned them at Chase Field. I'm off that one. Yeah, Harvey has never lost to them. But Harvey has also never been out at Cinco de Mayo in the middle of a 3-game stretch where he's like his control is way off and he's getting crushed each time out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, obviously
he's never been there either. That's
right.
True.
Obviously, if I had to bet, the Matt Harvey of a year ago in this situation, no, I wouldn't do it. But I'm betting the Matt Harvey on May 17th, 2017, and that's why I'm doing it. And yeah, Corbin though does make me nervous. He's not a very reliable guy right now, and it's entirely possible that Harvey does get hit and Corbin gets hit even harder, and the Mets win 8-7, something like that. Which is why I'm taking them on the -1 line, and if it's a unit loss, I'll eat it. And I'm also giving a lean to the Arizona team total over, which is just 5 + 100. But yeah, all right. So someone, all right. Here's an interesting. Dale04 asking Texas Rangers to continue winning. Texas Rangers have been, I think they've won like 6 or 7 in a row on their current homestand, right? They've had some relatively easy opponents, which is okay, which is why they've been winning. Philly is one of those relatively easy opponents. Philly's been terrible over their last 10 games. And again, it's a low line. I would be leaning Texas here. And I also have a slight lean to the under. It's a very high line. I actually did I think you asked me yesterday about Texas on the over, and I said, no, I like the under. And
yes.
The under day did cash. Yesterday did cash, and I did bet that one. And I'm leaning that way. Again, it's wow. At Heritage, you can get 10.5, -115. Oof, Jesus. All right. Cashner long-term is going to have problems. Cashner's a little bit like Feldman. He's going to be, in situations in hitters' parks against good offenses where he's going to get crushed. But in this situation, I think he's going to be okay. His last start was actually okay, just 1 walk. If Cashner can control his control issues, that's a big boost for him, and that did happen in his last start. And Eflin is a guy who's been, doesn't have great peripherals, but has been getting results, which is not a great thing to see. But at this high of a total, you know what I will do, Matty Ice? I will give it as an official pick. And I will take the Heritage line here. Philly, Texas, under 10.5, -115. That's the second official pick. Again, if that one loses, I'll eat the 1.15 units in loss. But yeah, all right. No, sorry, that's our third official pick because I gave the Cubs team total over.
Yep.
6.5.
Arizona.
-121. And Arizona -1. All right, those might be 3 plays. I think they're probably all solid. A quarter of a unit profit, something like that. Maybe all 3 of them will sweep, but we shall see. All right, let's see. Other games that are interesting that have caught my eye. Well, the Minnesota one is an interesting game just because of Irvin Santana, right? Drew Martin and I talk about Irvin Santana all the time. He is definitely due for some kind of regression, There's no way he can continue doing what he's been doing. The question is, how deeply will he regress? His last start, his peripherals were bad. 2 starts ago, he did regress and had a bad start. Last start had questionable peripherals again, but wound up having a good start.
He always does, even when he's pitching well. Always has questionable peripherals.
Santana?
Yeah.
I feel like when he was in his career, when he was pitching well, like sometimes he would be off and he would be a good fade, but when he was pitching well, he'd have nice strikeout numbers and I guess
it's those little kinky ones like the BIAPs and
right
angles of the dangles coming off.
Okay.
The balls and stuff, silly ones like that. But oops.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's having a J Happ year where he's just going to do well all season.
I'm sorry?
Aside from a few starts, I think he's going to have like a J Happ last year.
You think so?
I do.
You really?
Look, he hasn't ever done it. Really, he hasn't had a full season where he really pitched the way he could.
All right. Well, the point is that even if he does wind up having a Cy Young contender season, that still means that he's going to regress for how he's done.
Sure.
Because he's been absolutely lights out except for that 1 start. So this is a tough one. I would be tempted to take once again Colorado on the second half. Again, I cashed them yesterday. The bullpen is good. They're just a team that God, it's so tempting. I don't want to bite myself in the ass though with too many picks here and start hemorrhaging units. But I like Colorado's bats. I like their bullpen. It's -125. And all right, I'm going to hold off on that one for now, but that is a definite lean. Colorado on the second half, -125. There's a lot of interesting games today. Here's another interesting one. Ubaldo Jimenez against Fulmer, right? And especially coming off of the extra inning game yesterday where the teams used like a ton of their relief pitchers and stuff like that. Detroit doesn't have a good bullpen anyway. Actually, they have a crappy bullpen anyway. And they're going to need a good, 6 or 7 inning start from Fulmer, which they might get. He has really had an excellent start. And then Jimenez, again, like I said in our videos, I think either with you or Drew Martin or whatever, Jimenez is one of these guys who can be relied on to like 25% of the time have an unexpected 7-inning, 1-run, 2 strikeout start, and the other 3/4 of the time get absolutely crushed.
Guy's got a no-hitter.
What?
Guy's got to know.
Yeah, exactly. So his last start was one of those 7-inning, 1-run, 2 strikeout starts. It was a good start. And what's likely to happen to him here? I think he's more likely than not to get hit, but I'm leaning actually to the under on this one. And it's just with Detroit's bullpen, I can't take them at -145, which is where they are now. So it's an interesting game. I'm not going to give a pick on it. My lean for sure would be to the under on that one, Baltimore and Detroit, which I believe is up to 10 right now, 9.5. Okay, yeah, lean to the under 9.5 in Baltimore and Detroit, but I'm not going to give it. That is another quite solid lean that I have, the under in Baltimore and Detroit. And as far as the full game money line on that one, it's just a pass. Too many unknowns, especially with the extra inning game yesterday. All right, let's see other interesting games. Well, obviously, this game is so interesting. I don't even have anything to say about it. Kershaw and Cueto. I mean, San Francisco has been winning more as a home underdog. And I knew yesterday that the Dodgers were a tricky bet. I didn't bet San Francisco yesterday, but I stayed the hell off the Dodgers. And again, Kershaw's awesome. There's no way I'm going to take the Dodgers at that big road favorite line there, but there's no way I'm going to take San Francisco as a home dog. No way I'm going to take the under. No way I'm going to take the over. Maybe if you wanted to bet this game, a shot with a second half over, but an interesting game, obviously. Total pass for me as far as the bet is concerned. And what else is interesting that has caught my eye? Oh, I guess the Yankees game, right? Pineda and Vargas. How long here? Okay, so you expect Santana to continue. There's no way you expect, again, it's unsustainable. Even if Vargas continues to have an excellent year, he's going to regress from where he's been so far.
Yes, I guess when you're talking about regression, I go towards extremes.
Right.
So it's like then he just
like Billy Joel. Right. Yes. I hear you. When it comes to handicapping, Matty Ice is like Billy Joel. He goes to extremes, there's positives and negatives to that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Absolutely. You're a volatile personality.
So to say, that Santana would regress slightly.
Right.
That's different. And yes, I expect him to as well.
Your voice is very even keeled, but your handicapping attitudes are to the extreme. All right. All right. Okay. So let's see. And what else do we have?
Kershaw, where's that price tag today?
I mean, in my personal opinion, let's see my personal opinion. No, I mean, if you gave me a free bet on it, I would take San Francisco getting in the plus 160s, but there's no way I'm going to bet my own money on that at all. That game is a total pass for me as far as bets are concerned. All right.
Why are the Padres favorites today?
Why are the Padres favored over Milwaukee? Well, I don't think they should be, or not necessarily. Maybe it should be even. Chessin, though, has pitched very well at home, right? And Milwaukee obviously has a lot of it. I mean, Thames is still out. The other guy, Travis Shaw, is still out. So they've got a sort of reduced lineup from when they're at full strength. And Chessin has been great at home in his limited starts here. Garza, at some point is probably going to be a big fade this year, but he's been okay so far this year. So again, if you gave me a free bet on it, I think that I would take Milwaukee in the plus 1 teens or whatever. But yeah, I would. I think that line is a little bit off. I agree with that. Not hugely off though. All right, so. Let's see.
Hey guys, while we're just got a second here, don't forget all of our viewers to like and subscribe. You'll get a nice notification whenever we go live, so you won't miss anything. We do some little news bites and updates from here at time to time.
Yeah.
So
all right. Okay. So I'm going to get to some of the questions and comments from YouTube here. Let's see. A lot of people asking about the NBA game. I'm going to be covering that with Troy West, and I gave a Brenner-esque pick in my last show. I gave Golden State the first half, which cashed by a mile. I'm going to be previewing that game with Troy West coming up soon, and we'll have our opinions on that one. As of right now, I still have to do some deeper research on that one. All right, so let's see. Questions. All right, let's see. Questions about baseball. Minor Crafter giving some comments on why Matt Harvey is a fade right now. I basically agree with that one. Let's see. Samin Hussein asking predictions, please. What the hell do you think we've been doing for the past 8 years?
Maybe he does. On what? Who knows? The future,
part of analyzing these games is saying, first of all, when the line is dead on, or when there's too many factors to be able to get a good read on it, or even when you just admit that you personally don't have a good read on it. So no, I'm not going to give a prediction. I mean, I give my opinion on every game, sure, and I give if gun to the head leans on any game you want. But yeah, we definitely don't have a pick on or a hard lean on any of these games. All right, let's see on all these games all the time. All right, let's see. Smith and Wesson, your ass. That's why you got haters. Well. Smith and Wesson in the NBA, yes. In MLB, no. Okay. positive units on the year, coming off a 4-1 day. You know, so look, I might be asked upcoming in the MLB season, but you know, and the answer is that everyone has haters in the world. Everyone who knows more than 3 people has haters. If you know 3 people, one of them's going to be a hater. That's the answer. All right, let's see. Like,
look to your left, look to your right.
Yeah, exactly.
One of those guys is a hater.
And if it's not one of those guys, it's you. You hate yourself. And I admit I hate myself. But you know, if I have haters, it's not because of my baseball record so far. All right, let's see what else. Eddie Ward asking, are you backing Irvin Santana? I addressed that one. Colorado on the second half would be the play for me, even if Santana does get hit, which is entirely possible. Colorado still might be a good pick on the second half. All right, Leroy Flood asking, Pete, who else do you like in the early games besides Arizona? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bet it, but if you gave me a free bet on the Houston Miami game, I would take Houston. You know, -1. Usually, when I say if you gave me a free bet, I wind up saying that I would take the dog. But in that case, no, definitely I would take Houston on the run line, -1 or -1.5. And in Tampa Bay, Cleveland, again, I bet the over. I took 9.5. Now it's 10. You know, if you want to bet an over 10, that's a little bit more treacherous. But I did bet the 9.5 at -118 on the overnight. So and then in the Dodgers San Francisco game, total pass for me. All right, so let's see. Guy Man asking thoughts on the Houston team total over 4.5. Yeah, I would vaguely agree with that for sure. I mean, Urena can be good though. A 6-inning shutout start from Urena would not at all be a surprise. His long-term record at home is not good though. You know, and he is obviously, you know, not as good as he's shown in his 2 starts that he's had so far this year. So, you know, I would definitely lean Houston team total over as well, although I'm probably not going to bet that one either. All right, let's see. Maybe, let's see. Yeah, Dan Kellerman, Derek giving the opinion, maybe run line with a Houston. That's a no-brainer play. And let's see. Toy Reviews 51. What's the low shag view on Rays team total against the Indians? Tomlin, yeah. I do like the over on that one. I mean, I took the full game over just because, you know, I think either of those starters could get hit. But my opinion on the Rays team total over, I would be leaning over on that one for sure.
I wonder what kind of toys he reviews.
Yeah, that's a good question. All right, let's see. All right, I guess that's about it. A lot of comments. Big Man on Campus asking, what is low hanging fruit? What is low hanging? Oh. Big Man, someone asked him what's his low-hanging fruit, and then Big Man is saying, what is low-hanging fruit? Wow, did I make up a catchphrase?
Yeah, you didn't even realize that, did you?
That people are going to not credit me for? God damn it. I mean, okay, first I made up having totally shitty records and being honest about it, and everyone now takes that.
You're a pioneer.
Yeah, I'm a pioneer in that. I was the first one to have a shockingly shitty record and to be honest about it, and to make graphics with the record prominently displayed in the graphic. I was the first one to do that in the betting industry.
They make me shiver daily.
Yeah, and I made up low-hanging fruit is a play that just seems very obvious and easy. Not a whole lot of deep analysis involved, and you think you're on the right side. So
it's more pleasant to digest than like a lock or guaranteed.
Right.
Something douchey.
The low-hanging fruit for me today, I guess would be you know what? Because of all the points that people have made, Arizona -1 is not the low-hanging fruit. You know what the low-hanging fruit of the day is for me, in my personal opinion? It's the Cubs team total over 6.5 once again. It was a low-hanging fruit yesterday, and I guess that's what it is again today. Feldman is obviously fading. Feldman is a lot. Arroyo is an auto fade at this point. Feldman is not. Feldman can get hit, and I guess that would count as the low-hanging fruit. I guarantee you people are going to say that if that one loses, that I suck in this and that, despite the fact that the low-hanging fruit picks have won like the last 5 or 6 days in a row or something like that. But I guess that's what it would be. I would name that as the low-hanging fruit of the day. Cubs team total over 6.5. All right. So I guess we can wrap it up. We
sort of.
Yeah. Well,
story time.
Story time.
Yes.
This show's already 24 minutes long or 26 minutes long.
All right, so we got a few minutes.
All right, okay.
To fill.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask you about your successes.
Oh no. All right. So we can do.
We're getting questions.
We can teach.
No, I do not. You don't want any of my picks.
Success is what?
on your Tinder.
Yeah. Maybe what we can do is like discuss it for like 1 minute each show or something like that.
That's all I want.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the situation. I remember when people ask me like when I was here with Drew Martin, like what are your ages? Now here's another thing. Like I make a lot of jokes, but unless I make it obvious that what I'm saying is not true, the things that I say that are jokes are also true. You remember the joke I made where I was like, shit, my ages are 21 to 53. That's actually true.
Yeah,
and
those are fine ages.
Yeah. I did match with a 22-year-old.
That's a fine age.
Now my question is that because sometimes in Costa Rica there are setups, you know what I mean? Where I know someone who there's girls who will go out to a bar, hook up with you, go back to your house, and then call their gangster friends. They come and steal your stuff, and I know someone that's happened to,
All right,
and I would think, why would they not use Tinder for that? Tinder is obviously, they use everything, right?
Yes.
Social media, you have to use you can't just go to bars anymore. You have to use social media, the internet, right? YouTube, Facebook, MySpace,
Christian
whatever you got.
Mingle,
Yeah,
J-Date.
Christian Mingle, J-Date, still use MySpace, Friendster, whatever. And so I'm just concerned. I'm looking at now, if you look at her pictures, obviously she's trying to make herself look good in the pictures, but they don't look skanky. It's not like an obvious, this is an obvious like gangster chick.
All right, that's good.
She looks like a total. In fact, her pictures look exceedingly normal. Just all like right. She's got one pic with makeup on, one pic like looks a little arty, and one pic that's just her like obviously smiling at camera, right? Doesn't speak much English, right?
Okay.
which is, and so I communicated with her back and forth, and I can show you the communications. I see, she's not very pushy, so that's, so I'm just not
sure.
How
does she feel about the Cubs team poll?
Am I set it? The question is, I need to show some people the pictures and the responses to see, whether or not she's just a chick with some, daddy issues, which is fine, very normal, and fine. If you have daddy issues, indulge them.
Welcome to the club.
Or if I'm being set up to get robbed here, to get taken, right?
I got you. Yeah, no, you're totally right. No, I think it's good. I don't know.
Right. So that's the story, and we can talk about it more later on. But let's wrap it up here. Let's again. I only have 3 picks. I'll go down each game. Tampa Bay, Cleveland. I bet that one on the. I'll go down each game like I did yesterday. Tampa Bay, Cleveland. I did bet that one on the over. I got 9.5. Now it's up to I think 10. And I would give that one as a lean, but it's not an official pick, but it is a lean. Houston -1. Sure, that's a lean. Not going to give it as an official pick, but that's definitely a lean. Arizona -1 is an official pick. Dodgers San Francisco total pass. Washington San Francisco. Now that's one where the overnight, there wasn't an overnight line, so we didn't discuss that. But Turner's coming up. Cole obviously very good. He's probably going to give you another strong 6-inning start. Washington on the second half is very tempting for me, and that's actually oh man, that is really really tempting. Even though they have a crappy bullpen, the second half line isn't out yet. All right, so I won't give that one as a pick or a lean, but that's one way I'm leaning. Baltimore and Detroit once again. Not going to make it a pick, but the under is definitely an official lean for me on that one. Toronto Atlanta with Fulton Navich, that's going to be a pass. Cubs. Team total over 6.5 -121 is an official pick and the low-hanging fruit pick of the day. Philly, Texas under 10.5 -115. I did make that one an official pick. Colorado, Minnesota. Colorado on the second half -125 is definitely a strong lean. Boston, St. Louis, no opinion on that one. Yankees, White Sox pass. Yankees, KC pass. White Sox, Angels. I guess White Sox second half would be an official lean again. Yesterday, that was a borderline play for me, and once again, that would be a borderline play for me as well. Shoemaker coming off a good start. The White Sox are terrible against righties, right? So Shoemaker might be decent again. Gonzalez has been getting hit, but late in the game, once again, I would be leaning for the White Sox to do better. So White Sox second half is an official pick. Is an official lean. An official lean. White Sox on the second half. And I guess that's just about it. Damn, I gave a lot of leans. Maybe I should convert some of these leans to a picks. Maybe I should convert like Houston -1 or the Detroit under. I don't know. Detroit under is very tempting. Colorado second half is very tempting. You know what? I'll just stick with the 3. I gave a bunch of official leans, and my 3 official picks are Arizona -1, Cubs team total over, and Philly, Texas under 10.5. And that just about wraps it up. We tried to cover the full MLB slate of games as comprehensively as possible. We will be, of course, covering the NBA game tonight with Troy West in a while. So watch for that at SPR Videos. And that's about it. We'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday slate of MLB games. Thanks, Matty Ice, for all your commentary.
You're welcome. Thank you for watching, everybody.